Hey everybody, Mark from Northeast Bass Fishing. I'm back again with another video. I got an order today from, show you this, from Game On Baits from Brett in Texas. Custom bait maker. Sent me a couple stickers. Thank you, Brett. I can cover some more scratches up on my electric boat. And, you guys have, you guys know that I'm part of the whole Tech Baits team with, Eric and Tech Baits, and Pete with Stoneman and Sun Lures, and Brett with the Game On Baits. It's just a great group of guys who, these are all custom bait makers. These guys have full-time jobs, and they're making their baits in their basement just because they love to do it. And they make some great stuff. And I love supporting those guys. So let me just show you what I got from Brett that came today. I got 6 different colors, and I hope I remember all the colors. Brett, if I screw up, you can correct me. I got the finesse worm that I like to throw that he makes. I got the craw that he makes, and I got he's starting to make Neds too. So you guys know I like throwing Neds, so I grabbed some Neds. So I'm hoping I remember these colors right. This is what he calls the Texas Special. And so I'm just gonna go through the same baits with the same colors, so I don't mess up the colors. So these baits have, it's gonna smell like a pizza place in here in a minute. And you can smell the garlic already as I open a pack of Neds. And there is salt. I don't know if you guys can really get a good view of this, but look at the amount of salt in that bait. I mean, this little tray and this little bag, if you guys can see that salt down there that's kind of pooling in the corner there. But, scent and salt in baits are a great thing to get fish to hold on to it. And this is that Texas crawl color. And I hope you can see it well, even with the salt on it. I'll try and clean some of these off so you can kind of get an idea. Even though I don't like to take the salt off, but there's so much in there it'll come back on. But that's his Ned, and that's a great color. That Texas Crow is really cool. And so that's a Ned. It's got a kind of like a little different than your typical Ned with that pointy little tail on there. But strong garlic scent, salt, very enticing for a bass. So that's the Game On Baits Ned. That's a Texas Crow color. So I'm gonna take these out and then leave them out, which will make this room really smell like a pizza place. And as I go through, I'll show you some of the ways I rig these up. This is the craw, Brett's craw, in that Texas Fire color. I'll try and clean that off a little for you. But there's his craw, which is a great, you can flip this. Now, I would flip this probably with a 3/0 hook, just based on the side, maybe a 2, not sure, probably a 3. If you just want to flip a craw, you want to use it as a jig trailer. You want to put it on a Ned head. But that's that Texas craw color. So it looks like, you've got definitely have some gold flake in there. Looks like a little red flake too. Yeah, lots of different flakes. You guys can really see it in the back there. Hope you get a good view of that on the video. It's really awesome looking. So that's the Texas Craw, the Texas, I wrote these colors down so I didn't forget them. The Texas Special in the craw. I'm calling it Texas Craw. And the last but not least in that color is the finesse worm, which I really, if you guys remember any of my videos and pictures from the spring, this is a killer bait on the Ned. Looks like that tail looks like it's a little chunked off. Let me show you a full one. There you go. There you go. That's a Texas Special. And this finesse worm is great. You can drop shot this, put it on a Ned, maybe even a shaky head. But like I said, I'll show you some rigging ideas here at the end after I go through the colors. Get some of that salt off my fingers. Let's see. The next one I got here is the Watermelon Candy, which is a color I love. The ones that are going to take me the most to get out are these Neds. But see, he's got them in these nice little trays, which is good because they're. I don't know if you guys can hear that salt in there. But here's your. Make sure I got the right color here. It's your Watermelon Candy, which is a color you guys know that I love. I like that little pointy tail. Is kind of cool there on that Ned. So that's the Game On Ned in the Watermelon Candy. There's the craw in the Watermelon Candy. Whew, man, they smell. See, now that one, I have to ask Brett what flavor that is. That's definitely not. The Neds smell like they got some. I gotta check this now. That's garlic. Yes, I smell baits. That's a different color. I'm not sure if that's a crawl he's got on there or what that is. I'll have to ask him. Ned is definitely garlic. Just check this one. Yeah, phew, garlic. I'm not sure what those crawls are. Maybe it's a crawl scent. I'll have to ask. And the finesse worm. I definitely wanted to get this in the watermelon candy. This is a killer bait. Bed fishing. If you're just worming, drop shot, like I said. Great bait. I like that little paddle, that little spear tail. So that's the watermelon candy in those 3 baits. Try and keep this somewhat organized here. Like my table is like, I know you guys can't see it. It is covered with baits because I was doing inventory today on my Zoom baits and on my trick worms, and I got baits all over the place. And then all the stuff I cleaned out of my boat, and it's just a mess. But for a fisherman, it's a nice problem to have. All right, here's what he calls grass fire. Grass fire. And like I said, if I screw up any of these colors, Brett can correct you or correct me. But that's another cool, because I love that orange. It almost does look like a June bug on top. That's really cool how he did that. That's the Ned. And that grass fire, that's a really cool split color there. Because I love that orange belly. Right, it's almost I'd have to ask him. It's kind of like a June bug. That's really cool. Hope you guys can really see those flakes in there, those colors, because it looks really neat. That's the grass fire Ned. There's the grass fire craw, which is pretty awesome. That's a cool looking split right there. Really neat. Awesome. There's a lot of ways you can throw these. Anything you can think of pretty much will be good. And there's the finesse worm. And that grass fire. Really awesome. Let me turn this little light on. Get a little more light here. There you go. Let me get a little more light. See that better? Should have had that on from the beginning. There you go. So that's the grass fire and the finesse worm, which is another bait I love that he makes. All right. I actually have like a paper towel down here, so my table isn't covered with salt. I don't think it's going to make a difference. Is it? Like, it's all over. It's all over already. This is a color he calls Thunderstorm. Yeah, I wrote it on the back there, so I didn't forget. And here's that finesse worm. I'm going to try to clean this off. I know it looks very kind of white to you guys with all that salt on there. But, baits that, have that salt in them, it's really makes those fish hang on to them. So if you guys can see that a little better now, you can see that it's like I don't want to say it's a black. It's more like maybe a smoke or a type of a blue, but you can see the blue flake in there and the purple flake. Really cool. Really cool. Like salt is like just hanging off this bait. There you go. Hope I clean that off enough for you so you can get a good look at it. That's a really cool color. Like I said, that's Thunderstorm. And here's that craw. Now, you're going to say, well, it looks kind of like a white craw. Well, it's not really white. It's just covered with salt. Now, the minute I put it back in the box, it's going to be covered again because the box is full of it. There you go. There's that craw. I hope I cleaned that up off enough for you. Really nice looking craw. Thunderstorm. So if you like that color, tell me you like that Thunderstorm color. He'd set you up. And the last part is the Ned. Ooh, toward the bag. These are all going to go in a box later anyway. There's that Ned. So, the Ned has become so popular the last few years. For the whole season. I mean, it's turned into my favorite bed fishing bait, but when it's tough out, it's just a great bait. And that's beautiful colors in there. That's nice. That Thunderstorm is a cool color. Okay. This is what he calls Dark Melon Madness. You guys can kind of see it from the back there. show you these finesse worms. So, yeah, you got some red flake in there. So it's like a dark melon, and you get some nice red flake. Looks like some black flake too. Can't really tell. Well, that's salt. Yeah, looks like, I don't know if it's considered black. Looks like a bunch of different flakes, actually. Really cool. But whew, it's definitely garlic. That's the finesse worm. Here's the craw in the dark melon madness.
The tank of gas ran out.
There you go. That's the craw. The doggies down here. Dogs are coming down. My wife Judy's coming down. And there's the Ned, which is, you know, great clear watercolor. There you go. So that's the, what did I say that was? Dark melon Ned. I want you guys to just look at the salt in that bag. Oh, I guess the doggies all went upstairs and she went upstairs too. Okay. Well, there you go. And last but not least, I forget the name of this color. Let me see, I think I wrote it down. This is called Showdown. Like I say, I hope I didn't mix any of these up. If I did, Brett can correct you, or correct me. There's the Showdown in, that is really neat looking. So I get the salt off. I don't know if that's the mic is going to pick up the salt hitting the paper towel, but that is really a nice looking Ned right there. That is a beautiful color right there. So I think that's Showdown. So I hope I didn't mess any of these colors up. Ooh, garlic. Love it. That's awesome. It's almost like, I don't know, when I hold it up to the light, I don't know if that's a split or not. I have to ask Brett, because it seems like it's lighter there with that greenish. It's really, the more of it darker there, it really looks cool. That's an awesome, I hope you guys can see that on the video. It looks really awesome. Nice clear water bait. Nice anytime water bait. Here's that same color in the finesse worm. Try and get some of that salt off for you. I know one time when I did a video from Brett's stuff, I had like a glass of water and I was dipping them in there to clean the salt off. I don't have that right now, so I'll just knock it into the box. There you go. I mean, that's really cool. I hope you guys can get a good look at that. That's really a nice looking bait color right there. You know, and I've said this before, it's what's awesome about, like, you know, our whole gang of guys that make baits, you know, just these custom colors. You say, you know, they come up with something, you may tweak it, and it just becomes a thing. And that's what's great about knowing guys that are custom bait makers, you know. And here, last but not least, is the craw. And there it is right there. There's the craw. Pretty awesome. So that's it, guys. That's the craw, the finesse worm. I think I just got salt in my eye. And Ned. So awesome selection of baits. I'll give you. I'll probably throw a picture up on Instagram once I get them in the box, and they'll look really cool in there. But just before I finish this up, let me just talk about rigging just for a sec. Now I've got a couple of. This is just a mushroom head jig, VMC, right here. It's a slider head that you know I like to throw. And it's just typical Ned. Just a Ned right there. So let's go with, I'm gonna try this Texas Special. I think that's pretty cool. Now this I'll obviously put on the Ned head. And for you guys who've never thrown a Ned, real simple rigging. Like the ultimate in finesse fishing right here. I mean, that's simple little bait right there That Ned head with that little finesse worm on there. That's killer. That's a great color. They're all gonna look great in the water. Whew. Don't need to add much extra scent to that one. But there you go. I think you guys get a good look at that. Let's see. Now the finesse worm I've kind of been throwing on the Ned also. The craw, actually, you know what? I'm gonna try, I've never really done it. Let's say I'm gonna take the finesse worm here and put it on the slider. Now the slider, let me see, it might be a little big, not too big. I would prefer this on maybe this mushroom head, which is really kind of like a Ned head, just a little bigger. Let's see, I think I got another Ned head. I think I got another Ned here. These are Tech Neds, Ned bait right there that Pat makes. Let's take that finesse worm, put that on there, see how that is. I know I've shown you guys this before, but I'll do it again. There's a lot of ways you can throw this finesse worm, really pretty much any way you want. I mean, I was throwing it in the spring around beds and stuff and just killing them. I haven't tried drop shotting yet, which I will, because now I've been doing more drop shotting lately, just because it's, you know, August and it's hot and fish a little deeper. But there you go. That's that finesse worm out just on a Ned head. But you can throw it on the slider, you can throw it however you want. Now the craw, this has a lot of uses. You could flip it. Now, if I'm going to just take like this mushroom head, let's see how that fits on it. That should fit pretty good. It's a little bigger than the Ned. That's pretty good. I rigged that while I'm filming pretty good. Usually I screw them up. But that's a killer way to throw it. You want to keep it simple. Just get your spinning rod, 8-10 pound line. Throw that around the rocks. Should be pretty good. Now, if you want to, I happen to have a jig here. Let's say I just want to use it as a jig trailer. Now this is just an EcoPro jig that was laying here. So if I'm gonna, now that I've already got a hole in this, we'll probably go on pretty simple. Let's see, I'll go a little further. The key is keeping these straight. It's a little crooked, but not too bad. Now, I'm going to use that as a jig trailer. That's nice because it's nice and compact. I don't have a big long claws hanging here. I like that to be compact so when they munch it, they get the hook. But there you go. There's your Game On Baits craw as a jig trailer. Great way to use it. Not too, it's not, like I said, it's not too bulky. Those big craws, I don't like those big craws as jig trailers. There you go. Use it as a jig trailer. Put it on a slider head. Put it on that head I showed you before, that VMC mushroom head. Put it on a Ned head. So there's 3 baits all rigged at Texas Special, different ways. And I could bring these boxes out and just go fishing with them. I wouldn't need anything else. But that's it, guys. That's the order. I hope you enjoy that. If you have any questions about Game On Baits that Brett makes, let me know. You can find him on Instagram. I'll show you this sticker again. And I have other videos. You can check my other video on Game On Baits. But that's his logo. Right there. Hope that's clear. And this is another sticker. There you go. So check those out. And you know, he's working on a website. Right now you can just order through Instagram. Just message him what you're interested in. If you have any questions about these baits, you can tell him the baits you saw in Mark's video and order up. He makes great stuff. You know, I can't wait to try this Ned. So when I get back on the water next week, this will definitely be going into the boat to try it out. But whew, man, you'd think there's going to be a pizza oven behind me every time I see these baits. Okay, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Any questions on Game On Baits, let me know in the comments. I'm going to upload this video and post it. So I've just got the preseason football game on, Denver and Minnesota. Watch that. And probably another 15 minutes, this will probably pop up on YouTube. So you guys can enjoy it. So like I said, any questions about Game On Baits, let me know, and I'll help you out. But it's great stuff. And like I said, the guys make custom, these guys are working full-time, got full-time jobs, and they're doing this because they love to do it. And they're making really cool stuff, colors and things and combos you can't find. And that's what I love about, the whole custom bait thing. And they work. They work. So you go out and throw them and you'll catch fish. So and it's really cool, when these custom bait guys, when you can show them some pictures of some great fish you catch, makes them think it's worth it. Because it takes a lot of time to make these baits. A lot of time. So there you go. So that's it. So that's the 6 colors of the Game On Baits: the Ned, the finesse worm, and the craw. All right. So I'll see you guys soon on YouTube. Mark out.